Right. This is a conversation between Wisesight and Intage Thailand. So we all know about the word new normal. That's very common now. But what is more interesting is what drives that new normal behavior, whether it's the life values, the cultural effect, or the normative influence from other people, or what else. So one of the tools that can help unearth these latent needs and pain points and values of the consumers during this time. You can see that at the top of my slide, I said 3 stages of people mindset: alarm, when they get in shock at the first time learning about the COVID. And then when they get more settled, that's this alert session. And then after this, I think during this time is adopt period. What kind of information, what kind of messages, what kind of complaints, what kind of conversation that they talk to each other. That's will come to this session that from those social voices, Wisesight has gathered those voices and analyzed into the new social trends. So I will hand over to Mr. Kla, who is my very talented, good-looking young gentleman here, the CEO of Wisesight, which is the biggest social media listening company in Thailand, and soon will be the biggest one in Asia as well. So, Khun Kla, please.
Okay, thank you, Khun Om, and thank you everyone. Thank you, Isoma. It is a great honor for Wisesight and me to be presented in this event, and hope you guys stay safe and healthy from COVID-19. Before going digging into how people in Thailand are talking about COVID, so I just want to give you just a very short information about what is Wisesight, because we believe that social media has already changed the way people live. Yep. Okay. Can okay. Is everyone see the screen now?
Yes.
It's bigger, right?
Yes. Thanks.
Okay.
Mark. That's good. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So so social media has already changed the way we live. So that's why every business should change the way they run business as well, because we change, and that's helped us a lot by listening to all social media. One of the tools that we are using, we call Social Eye. Social Eye will give access to all of those public voices on social media in Thailand. So our basic methodology is we capture all of the voices on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and also local forums. So, and then we collect all of those data and put into big data analytics. And as you can see, the voice that we capture is not in terms of like hundreds or thousands, it's million or like 100 millions. So it is too much for people to read it. So that's why we build machine and also AI to understand all of those contexts. That's why we build the application for people, for user that's being used a little bit easier. And after that, we put a service, which is one of those, which is we call it market research as well. So this is just for the objective that we would understand how people are changing. So moving on to the core session of this presentation, which is the behavioral change during the COVID-19 and the business adaptation. Yeah, basically our research is scoped in basically in Thailand, and also using the data from social media. Only this is one of the service that we are using. We call it social behavior, because by listening to all social media, we know how the whole society is changing. And this is going to be the first data that we would like to present. During the COVID-19 in Thailand, it started late January this year, and up until now, the number that we can measure is about over 50 million messages have been talking publicly in Thailand. So compared to the number of social media penetration, right now in Thailand, we have about 50 million active social media accounts as well. So that's basically like do a basic math. That is like everyone is talking about it. So let's say like that. So if we can compare basically back to last year when we have the general election, it appears that the people people in Thailand talking about COVID-19 more than what we talk about for general election last year. So, and the biggest spike here that happened here. Let me change the pointer. Yep. This is the spike where the Thai government announced that the long holiday in Thailand, which is like one of the most traditional holiday, which is Songkran Day, which is like Thai traditional New Year Day, has been cancelled for the first time, probably like in our life. So this is one of the big change because of the COVID. And even more interestingly, during COVID, the industry that had been performed in terms of social media communication is government. So as you can see, during COVID, government made the statement over 18,000 posts on social media and also on Facebook, on Twitter, and also on YouTube. So this is probably like show how government of Thailand has been like very actively promoting and communicating information. So the next one is, what is the engagement? What is the result of those posts? So we categorize all of those messages and categorize it by categories. And we can see there are some category has been growing up on the upside and some of them are going on the downside. From the data, we can see all of those industry has been going on the downside, which is the industry that is require physical contact. For example, like beauty center, building material, gold jewelry, cosmetics, something like this. And on the other hand, some industry that has been changing or maybe having used digital transformation during this period of time has been going up. For example, like banking, because banking in Thailand has been like almost every transaction is already digitized. Delivery service as well, because all the shops or all the shopping malls closed down or restaurants closed down. So food delivery service has been going up. Department store as well, because COVID-19 in Thailand has been the main accelerator, main driver to drive all of those department stores to go online. So once their physical store has been closed down, so they just open their online marketplace right away. So and also the government is also on the upside here. Yep. And as a summary to keep everyone connected, these are three main new normal that we can listen and we can summarize it in Thailand. So because in Thailand, when we announced the probably like soft lockdown in every major city in Thailand, so it's affecting people the way we eat, the way they live, and the way they socialize with others. So mainly about eating. So these are two main keywords that has been appears rapidly during social media, because they cannot eat out, because as you know, Thailand is like the heaven about street food. And when all of those street food have been closed down, so people start doing their home cooking and also delivery services. Yep. There are a lot of spike and has been and also social wise has been growing up a lot. Mainly during late March. Yep, where all of these business has been performed the work from home activities. Yep, for probably like everyone in Bangkok. So as you can see like DIY home grill set has been going up, and it's been changing a lot. And also kitchenware, this is on the upside trend during work from home session. We can show one of the sukiyaki restaurant, which is like 100% of their branches has been closed down during COVID-19. As you can see, like their activities on social media has been like at the bottom line, but after the late March, they try to adapt themselves in terms of communication. So this one, they launched a new set, because the restaurant closed down, so they try to do the sukiyaki delivery set. Yep. And some of them, and on the second part, they selling sauce, the dipping sauce, alongside with the meat as well. So it's about the business adaptation during the COVID. Yep. Moving on to the probably like their competitor as well. This is another sukiyaki restaurant, and as you can see, we can see the same patterns. So all the charts about messaging, they're at the bottom, at the floor, and after that they try to recover it somehow after late March. So they try to adapt their business and try to start gaining revenue by selling all their product and service in terms of delivery. Yep. And this is about how they can order roast duck on delivery as well instead of sitting. And these are basically how business in Thailand has been changed. On the left side, some business they adapt by, because they're selling sukiyaki, and sukiyaki require a pot to perform this one. So instead of just selling the raw material, they bundle the sukiyaki pot in the order as well. So this is one of the adaptation that they've been using. And talking about another thing, not only just sukiyaki, the boba as well, because boba milk tea, right? Milk tea. Boba milk tea. They are not selling by cup or by glass anymore. They're selling by like 5 liters.
For the family?
5 liters for the family size, or maybe like on the big bag side. Yeah. And you can see the trend, the uptrend on the non-oil air fryer that has been booming in Thailand quite a lot, because the way people use this air fryer thing, because they can buy and perform like French fry at their home, in their flat, on their condominium, and it's still working under the smoke detector, because you cannot do like the normal fry pan, something like that. This is how we change the way we eat. Next one is about the way we live, because we cannot go out and work, but not only work, but the way we travel, the way we exercise as well. So we need to stick in our room for not only 8 hours, but 24 hours. So we can see the uptrend about room decoration, about stay home, about they're gonna change their pillow. So you can see a lot of things like this. Piom, do you have anything to add? Not yet.
Just like interesting that how people want to change their pillow.
Yep. Yeah, they change how they change their pillows. Yep. So okay, this one as well. As you guys can see from this example, people, because normally people still need to get back to the nature as well, but living in the same box is like a very small box. It is not enough. That's why we see a lot of trend in Thailand that they are purchasing indoor plant, indoor trees. So they're going to do like indoor gardening, something like that. And people start transforming their living or their room, not just only like their bed, but they change the way we live to be able to work as well, because they have to sit in the same place for at least 8 hours a day, and they cannot sit in the dining room anymore. That's why working chairs has been like selling a lot. Yep. And also how we do exercise as well, because we cannot go to the gym, and we not go to the park or run, things like that. And so that people start sharing information about how we can keep healthy, yep, in the room. And these are 4 main complaints when they start working from home. First one is eyesore, because they cannot go out, they have to stay in a room. Backache, sleepless, and also workout, which is exercise. So, the last one is about their social, because we need to socialize, we need to connect to more people, but working from home let us apart. Yeah. So that's why we can see these are 4 trends that appear in Bangkok and also in Thailand. So first one is about TikTok, because TikTok shares a lot of social activities that we can share short videos online. These are translated into English, which is like we can co-op, we can have fun with games. So people start to play games and share parties online, and also they do hangout, which is like virtual party. Yeah, and long series watching, which is like co-watching. Yep, and as you can see, it's the same trend that is going up during COVID-19, which is like TikTok here, and they consume a lot of videos. Yep, and these are 2 main complaints on with work from home regarding their social person. Is they feel bored, they feel stressed because they have to sit the same place for a long time. Next one is about loneliness, and they need to want to be friend. Yep. Sorry. Yep. Excuse me. And these are some of the examples that we can see, like people sharing their life about having a beer using Zoom. So, and some of the pub and restaurant, they start doing Facebook Live and have a DJ putting on and turn on the music and relaxing people. And yep, and to keep the time short, I think this basic key takeaway that we can capture after listening to all social media about COVID-19, because COVID-19 has changed the way we eat, we live, and the way we socialize. So in every change, there are new opportunities. And for all of those brands that they've been adopting all the time, we can see some of the brands that can still like monetize during this COVID-19 because of their eager to change, yeah, to tackle the situation, not just like sit there and still and become painful. Yep. And my social media, which means like in every individual social media feed doesn't tell the big picture, but as you can see, we can capture a lot of data and we can see how this whole society is moving. And start listening to customer behavior would be the next trend for business.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
So that's what we see from the social listening trend, that we have 3 key trends. That's one thing is on the eating behavior, the social behavior, and the living behavior. However, that's what we see is that's a new change. But what we really look into what drives those changes, we see that it's under the same human needs, because we are still human, but in different platform, in different time frame. And as we all know that regardless of any ages or any generation, we are now generation C, because we all have these 5 C behaviors. The first C is connected. We are always on, we have to get information. We search for information. We want to know about information. We want to know how many infected cases today, what in Thailand, what in other countries. And in some provinces, they even compete with each other that who get zero cases today, like something like that. The second C is the current. People have less patience, especially in the digital era. We have choices, we become professional consumers. If the brand or marketers cannot respond to our needs now, they shift to other choices. So they have more options. So now or never is the current behavior of our generation. And the third thing is the convenience. And no argument on this. That's why we have online and offline. That's why we have the word seamless experience. Even in the sukiyaki selling, that's not only selling the raw ingredient, but with the whole pot, because people want to have the experience, not only eating, but they want to replicate the eating experience at the restaurant, like to be like very convenient thing. So if the brands can think about how we can provide the convenience to consumer, that's the win. And the fourth point, the fourth C is the procreation. I think this is the reason why TikTok grows very high recently, because people don't want things that very, functional all the time. They want things that's more relaxing and co-creation with others. That's something that they can do with others. Okay, it's just like a game or relaxation because the 5C, because we are part of the community. And all these C together, you can see that it's not the new thing. We are under the same Maslow hierarchy of needs. At the first period of COVID, the first month, we try to fill up our house with very functional things, how to fill up our stomach. But once we get into the relaxing mode, more like on the adoption mode, we tend to be more on emotional side. Once we get things to fill up ourselves, we feel safe from the viruses now. We now want to be long. We want to be seen. Our voice wants to be heard. That's why we come to the third and fourth level of Maslow. We want to be accepted, we want to be loved, and we want to be part of the community. We want to be at that esteem. That's why we start decorating our house. That's why we start cooking and sharing the picture of our cook, because we want others to recognize and appreciate that, yes, you can cook as well. So we are still under the same human need. And if you look at the psychology side, yes?
You got about 4 minutes, okay?
Oh, yeah. And with this explanation on why we are on that Maslow need forever, because we are under the psychology of conformity. People always want to be liked and want to be right. That's why we search for information, for the right information, and we want to be liked. That's why we want to belong to a group. And that makes the marketing landscape change a little bit in the past. Brand manage the brand promise and the consumer expectation. At the end of the day, the business manage the ROI, return on investment. However, now with this digital era, with this Generation C consumers, we have another circle of social influence. So we manage brand promise, consumer expectation, and the social influence as well. So the new ROI is not only return on investment, but plus return on influence and the impact as well. And at the last part, that we have been talking about the new normal. We've been talking about that, what drives that new normal behavior, but actually it's the same human needs. And if you look at those human needs, you know that how to win this generation C is that you provide all those capture to connected, current, convenience, co-creation, and community. Especially at this time of the difficult time, I think not only for those convenience things, you have to have this kind of another C, courtesy mindset. Because you don't only serve your customer now, but you have to serve the community as well. Because it's not only about the marketing and selling now, we are building the home together, we are building the safe home. So the courtesy mindset has to be the very strong foundation of all brands, including researchers, including all us here as well. What we do today is going to affect our customers. Once the business is back to normal, not only the customer are back to us, but those community as well. So we have to be the courtesy mindset. We look at how community, our strong community is, and we communicate with our customer and community, and then we ask for their collaboration. I think, and this is the whole that why we have to listen to the consumers, why we need to work with them, why we need to balance between selling and sharing at this time. So it's not about only the new normal, but we are talking about the next normal as well. Thank you very much. And that's a session from Intage Thailand and Wisesight.